Zoho's ATS platform, which handles and supports the entire recruitment process within an organization, starting from the fast hiring process to the right hiring within the organizations. In this video, we will see the modules and functionality and features that is involved in Zoho Recruit. Once you log into Zoho Recruit, you have the first landing page, which is known as the home page, which contains different metrics and insights about the recruitment transactions and the process happening in an organization. Starting from the org view, you have the active jobs, which is mentioned here. How many active jobs are there? How many applicants are there in the systems? How many interviews has been scheduled? And out of those interviews, how many have been selected and rejected and on hold? It also gives the submissions to the hiring managers. How many submissions has been done to the hiring managers, and out of those, how many has been approved, rejected, yet to approve, and archived. Also, it gives you online metrics of how many offers which has been made and total hirings done. It also have the pipeline view, which consists of a different hiring stages here, like screening, submissions, interviews, offered, and many others. These hiring stages in the pipeline can be customizable as per your organization preferences and requirements. So in this pipeline, you will see there is a different job openings with the total openings for the each job openings and the number of candidates under each stages, right? So if you can see in this, you have 7 candidates under the screening stage, and under offer it is 1. If you want to look at it, how many candidates are there and who are the candidates on the screening, you can click on this option and you will see the name of the candidates under the screening stage. Apart from this, you will also have insights of a time to fill a particular job openings, whether the job openings has been filled in a proper timings or the job openings has been filled not in proper timings, that it has been delayed with a number of days for which it is supposed to be filled up. It also shows the metrics of time to hire a particular candidate, whether the candidate has been hired within or the candidate hiring has been done within the time frames or it has been delayed. You also have the age of the job matrix here, which gives you the age of the job since the job has been added in Zoho Recruit, the number of job openings which has been added since the time it is created in Zoho Recruit, and how many days it has been delayed. It also gives you an offer acceptance rate, which means that number of offers which are made to the candidates and how many offers has been accepted by the candidates. It also gives you the activity log, which gives you the entire modifications which has been done by the Recruit users in Zoho Recruit. So as a super admin and an admin, you will able to view the changes or the modifications which is done on a particular date and time period. You can also see the upcoming interviews in the upcoming interview widgets here. So you will come to know the name of the interviews or the number of the interviews which are scheduled for the future dates, and also gives you the open to do task of a particular users. So it gives you the number of tasks which is supposed to be done and related to the different hiring process. So it gives you a glimpse of the priority of that particular task and to whom this task is related to, who is the user, who is the owner of this task. And you can also see your job openings if you are related, if you have any kind of a job openings which is under your name. Then the next tab is the My Actions tab. My Actions tabs gives you the approval or any blueprint which has been active in the systems. So if you have any approval process which are there or any approval which is lying pending, you will come to know about it and you can get it approved from here. And you will get to have options to approve that particular records which has to be approved here. The entire recruitment journey starts from adding of the job openings in Zoho Recruit. In the job openings tab, you will see all the jobs which are added in Zoho Recruit are sitting here and lives here. So there are 2 ways to add a jobs. First is the manual way of creating a job, where you can manually create a jobs here with the mandatory fields like posting title, department name, and you can put the department name for which you are creating a job here. You can create a title for which of the job posting, the title for which you are creating a job. You can also select the hiring manager from within the users of Zoho Recruit, and also select the assigned recruiters here. You can also give the number of positions or vacancies which are available for this particular job openings. And you can also select the industry, the nature of the job, work experience required for this particular job, and the required skills which can be added here. You can also give the address informations along with the job descriptions and any related requirements and benefits here. You can also select a template while creating a job. So you can create different kind of a templates as per your own job requirements. So for example, if I want to create a job openings for the accountant position here, I can select this template from here. And as soon as I select the template, the accountant related information and details and the skills required will be auto-populated here with the job descriptions and the requirements here. There's an option in the settings where you can create the job opening templates as per your own organization preferences. Now, this is a way of manually creating a job here. You can also create a bulk import of the job. If you have a bulk job opening requirements, you can add the bulk import or bulk edition of the job openings by clicking on these options and then click on import job openings from here and select the files from your desktop, cloud, or different sources which is mentioned here and add the job openings. And then you can map the job openings from here. The supported formats are XLS, XLS, VCF, or CSV formats. And Zoho Recruit supports to add 1500 records at one time. And in an enterprise plan, it have 20,000 uh, per batch. So before importing the jobs, it is advisable to read these requirements before you start importing the job openings. Once you have added the job openings to the bulk import, the job openings will be parsed and added as a records like this. Now let's see how the job openings looks like. So let's open one of the job openings here. When we open a job openings, it has a business card in this section, and above that you have the hiring pipeline. If any kind of interviews or submissions has been made, or number of people who are under the screening stage will be viewed under this hiring pipeline. For example, in this data analyst job, there are 10 people who are there in the screening stages under the sub stages, which is waiting for evaluation, qualified number of candidates which are there. You have one candidate which is under the interview stage for which the interviews has been scheduled, and one has been offered and one has been hired. So if you scroll down, you have a simple business card. You have the other details of the job openings, which contain the basic information of the jobs which you have created, like the posting title information, the job ID, target date of this job, the date when the job was created, whether it's a full-time, permanent, or contractual job, and also the address information, or whether it's a remote job or whether it's a on the premise job. You also have a description information mentioned here along with the notes if any notes has been mentioned in for this particular job openings at the time of the interviews or the time of any kind of a hiring process. You have any attachments which you have attached are visible here. All the interviews which has been conducted for this particular job opening like data analyst, all the interviews with the candidate names and the interview status and the dates when the interview was conducted are mentioned here. You also have a shared vendor option here. If the job opening has been shared with the particular vendors for sharing the candidates, then that particular shared vendor information will also be available here. You have the hiring manager submissions. If this job openings or the candidates has been submitted for the hiring manager's approvals and submissions, then those records will be appearing in this particular sections here. Any offer letters which has been generated and issued to any of the candidates here, the information for the offer letters will be auto integrated and auto populated in this particular sections here, along with the candidate's name and the joining date, along with the CTC and the status here. You have the to-dos and the checklist, if any, for this job openings will be mentioned here. If any pre-screening assessment is added in this will be visible, or you can add any kind of assessments which you want for a shortlisting of the candidates. You can select it from here and save it here. It will be added here. Once it is added, so when the job openings has been posted to any of the career site page, or any of the free or paid job boards, this assessment will also be visible to the candidates, so they can attend and attempt that particular assessments before that, so that it will be easier for you to shortlist those candidates for the interviews. There are different other options you can see in this particular left panel here, where you can have a different short uh, related list here, where you can create different, you can conduct different activities. Like you want, if you want to create an interview here, you can click on this interview, you can create a video and a formal interview from here. You can submit it to hiring managers. You can see the hiring manager status from here. You can generate offer letters from here by clicking on this generate offer letters, and you can create an offer letter for this particular job to the candidate from this particular options here. Here you have the timeline view. Timeline view gives you all the modifications and changes which has been happened to this particular job openings will be mentioned here with the date and timings in this particular sections. Now, a particular job openings can also be added or can also be published to a career page, as well as to the particular job boards also. To do that, click on this particular icon, green icon here, where you will get the option to publish on the job boards. When you click on the publish on the job boards, you have all the job boards, free and paid ones, will be added, and the famous job boards are also there, like shine.com. And if you want to publish it, you have to first activate it from the settings area, and with the username and the portal's password, recruiter password which you have, and then you can publish the job from these particular sections here. So you have to select the particular job boards from here, or you can also publish it on the career site, and then you can click on next to proceed forward to publish that particular job on the job boards. So after you select the particular job boards, you can add the specific mandatory informations here, like salary, required details, required skills, for which state and province the job is basically applies to, and then you can click on save and proceed forward. So, for example, you say that, and you have the required skills added here, space, which is not a mandatory field, but if you want, you can add it here and click on save here. Once you click on save here, you can click on next here, and here this job is now ready to publish here. So now you have the assessment which has been added in this particular data analyst job is also assigned in this. So whenever the candidate applies to a particular job openings in a job boards, they have to first attempt that particular assessment and then apply for the particular job. And now you have an option to publish this job openings for this particular job board here, and then click on finish here, so that the job is now published here. For the published status here, you can see, click on the sourcing summary here, where you can see the dashboard which gives you the overview of this particular data analyst job, how many candidates source has been there, how many idle candidates for this particular job opening is there, for how many days this particular job opening has been there, and how many candidates have been associated, and how many interviews has been done, and how many hiring has been done for this particular job openings. Now here you can see for this particular job boards, the status is basically it is published, and if you want to unpublish this particular job openings, you can click this in this particular option and click on yes, it will be unpublished when this job is no more required, or this job is particularly filled uh, at that particular period of time and you want to unpublish the job. You can also republish the job by clicking on this options here. So this entire dashboard gives you the sourcing summary of this data analyst job here. So this is the general overview of the job openings here. So if you click on any of the job openings here like this, and you can also have an option to also assess how many candidates profiles are suitable for this particular job openings. So Zia, which is an artificial intelligence app tool of Zoho Recruit, helps you in matching the profiles of the candidates who are eligible, whose profiles and who are eligible for this particular data analyst job. So let's see that. Let's click on Zia here. Zia, as soon as we click on Zia, Zia gives the match of the candidates whose profile are matching to the data analyst job. So it gives you the percentage match, how much the profile, which is candidate profile, is matching the data analyst job profile. So if the matching percentage is good and which you want that candidate to be associated with the particular job, you can click on associate here and then associate this job, this particular candidate to that particular data analyst job. And if you want to quickly view the profile of this candidate, you can click on this particular options and you can see this particular view of the profile of this candidate in this. Zia basically reads the candidate profiles in and out and then matches with the data analyst job profile and then give the percentage match. So it will be easier for you to match the profile and within no time and associate the candidate for the particular job openings here. So this is how the Zia can help you in associating the candidates here. So you have an option to edit the job also. You can associate the candidates manually from here. So from here you can associate the candidates from by clicking on these options and click on associate now. So that the associate, when you click on associate now, the candidates can be associated to the particular job openings here. Now, whenever the candidates also applies to the particular job openings to the career page by clicking on that particular job openings, then that particular candidate is automatically associated with that particular job openings in Zoho Recruit and will be added here in the candidate list. Now, once the job openings has been added in the system, the next step is to source the candidates. So now let's see how to source the candidates. So here, when you click on the candidates module, you have all the candidates which have been already added in the systems, as all the candidate database are when added in Zoho Recruit is added here and lives and sits here in this particular section, the candidate module. There are two ways to add the candidate. First, by manually adding the candidates from here one by one by entering the basic informations of the candidate, address information, professional information, any basic information of the candidates, and other information like educational details and experience details here, and then save it. Once you save it, the candidate's information will be added here. The other way of doing that is to import the candidates. There are various means and ways by which you can import the candidates. First, through the spreadsheet. Once you select spreadsheet here, it supports the XLSS, VCF, and CSV file formats, and it can import up to 1500 records at one time, at one go. It means that if you have 1500 candidate records to import for the bulk import, it will add within no time. So this is how you can add the candidates through a bulk import system here. The next way to import the to import the candidate is to import from the document. The document consists of, if you have different candidate profiles in the form of a PDF format, doc format, ODT formats, RTF formats, or any HTML formats, then you can add those particular candidate profile in a zip format file here and then add it here to import the resumes. Zoho Recruit will read that formats, candidate profile formats added, and then add it and break them into records, parse them into records, and add it in the candidates module in these particular sections. Now let's see how the other ways how to import the candidates. You can also paste the resumes of the candidates by copy the content of that particular resume and then pasting it here and save it. This is a very simple methods of copy and pasting the resume content, and once you do that, it will be added in the candidate module and the candidate will be added in the system. The other way is to extract resumes. Extract resume is a process wherein you can extract the resumes from the resume inbox process and the resume extractor. Now let's see how the resume inbox functions. Resume inbox is a feature within Zoho Recruit which allows you to allow the candidates to send their resume to the particular email to the particular recruit inbox email ID. And once the candidates send their resumes in the email inbox, resume inbox, then those candidates will be automatically added in the systems. To set up the resume inbox, click on setup now in this option here. Once you click on setup now, you have an option to set up the resume inbox. So here you have an option to have the resume inbox email ID, which is already added here once you are configuring your Zoho Recruit account. So you can add as many account, any email ID which you want to add within Zoho Recruit. So once the candidates are applying for the particular job openings on that particular email ID, that profile will be forwarded to the this Zoho Recruit email address extension here, and the candidate's profile will be added in the candidate module. You can also select the parsing mode which you want in the way in which the candidate resume will be added in the candidate resumes. There are three parsing modes: lenient mode, moderate mode, and strict mode. So you can always have the options to select the parsing mode in which the Zoho Recruit should check the resumes, break them, and parse them into records on the particular mode selected by you. Then you have another options under the extract resume, which is known as the extract resume from web. So you have the in this particular options, Zoho Recruit allows you to add an Zoho Recruit extension in your Chrome browser. So basically, it's a Chrome extension, Google Chrome extension. It works only in the Google Chrome extension. So once you add it in the Google in the particular Google Chrome uh, extension here, it will help you in extracting the resume. So in order to download that, click on the download now option here, and it will take you and redirect to the Google Chrome store where you can add it to the extension at the top right corner. So if I open, if this extension is open and added in this particular option here, uh, it will be added in the particular top right corner in the Google Chrome extension. So here it will add up in this particular options like this, and you will see that in all the extensions it will be added here in the extensions in this particular options here. So whenever you open any job site or any job site like Naukri.com or a resume, uh, uh, for example, any LinkedIn site there, and you find a resume of a candidate very appealing, and you want to add that candidate to the particular to the job to the candidate module here, you can take the help of that extension, Google Chrome extension, which will ask you to add the candidate, and you can add that particular candidate profile in the candidate options here in this part. So if I go to the particular options, like for example, if I say any kind of a job opening which I can open up here in this particular sections like this, and I can open up any of the profile of the candidates in this particular uh, profile, any of the candidate profile. If I select here, for example, uh, in this part, so let me select and show you how it works. So here you can see that extension is added here. So once ever you go to that particular option here and select the candidate profile there, it will be ask you to add that particular profile from this particular Chrome extension, and you can see that this particular profile is appearing here, and you can add this profile from with the help of the Chrome extension here. So you can see that you have this uh, Zoho Recruit extension will work here, and you can add that particular profile in Zoho Recruit. So this is how the Google Chrome extension works. The next step in the hiring process is the interview. Now, interviews module allows you to create interviews. So there are two ways of creating an interviews here. First is to create an formal interviews, which is just a record editions, and here you can select the posting title for which you are creating an interviews, the date and time, and selecting the candidates from here. So if you select a particular job opening, which is say for example you say you select a particular job opening like software developer, and you have the candidate name which are coming up here. You can select the candidate name from here, and you associate one of the candidates like this, and then you can select who are the interviews for this. You can select multiple interviews here, and you can select any assessment if you want to associate any assessments which needs to be sent to the candidate so that he can answer the assessment before coming to the interview. You can give the reminder date from here, and then you can save, and it will ask you whether to send this invitation to the candidates. Once you select send, it will send the email notification to the participants candidates of this interviews. You just give the notifications of the scheduled interview. This way you can add the interview. Once you add an interview, the interviews will be added and seen like this in this window. There's another interview which you can create, which is known as a video interview or the online interview. So video interviews allows you to take an online interview with the help of the Google Meet and a Microsoft Teams. So once it is uh, created, and once you add an online interview with the relevant details of the candidates and the interviewer's name and assessment name, and send a reminder and schedule it, the online interview link for the particular date will email will be triggered to the candidates, and candidates can click on that particular link, online meeting link, and joins the interview. You can also have a option to record an interview. Recording an interview will happen once you have once you schedule this interview. A link will go to the candidates where the candidates has a options to record their interviews and telling about themselves for the particular interviews, and then they can send back the recordings which can be added for the particular job openings profile, and the recruiter and the interviewer can hear that. So these video interviews are not free; they are paid. For every interviews, for video interviews, uh, you have to buy credits from Zoho, which you can check from the Zoho site for the credits which has been uh, which is required for uh, creating a video interviews, right? So here you can create a format and a video interview. Now you can have an options to log an interview. Log an interview means that once you have taken an interview, you have an options to write and log, or log a details of the questions you have asked to the candidates. So let's see how it works. Select the assessment, click on proceed, click on the posting title here for which you are logging an interview. By this, so you let marketing manager, the candidate's name will appearing like this, and you select the date and time when you have taken an interview with the locations and any comments you want to put at it. The question which you have asked to the interview will appear in this particular sections, because this is predefined questionnaire which is customizable also as per your own preferences and requirements, and you can add the questions as per your own requirements which you want to ask to the candidates. So you can add your comments for the answer which has been given by the candidate. You have liked the comments, or you have not liked the comments of that, or you have not liked the answers of that particular candidates. Basis you can give your indications here, and you can add the comments here. So there are different questions for which you can show the whether you are happy or not happy with that, and give your overall comments on each and every questions here. And then you have an options to give your overall ratings here, and also have an option to select the status, whether it's hired or whether it's shortlisted or waitlist or rejected, as and give your overall comments. Once you do that for this particular option here, and in this particular options, then when you submit it like this, this will be tagged as shortlisted in the candidate profile here. In this particular options, you can see that the overall rating is 4 and excellent, and this logging of the evaluations sheet is added here, and you can see how the what is the evaluation comments, if any evaluation comments has been added by the interview here. to check the status of the interview. You, Zoho Recruit also have a referral option. In the referrals options here, Zoho Recruit allows you to refer the candidates for a particular job openings. This is eligible. This is useful for the employees in the organizations who can refer candidates of whom they know personally or they are former colleagues. To in order to add a referrals for active job openings, click on the refer a candidate here, upload the resume of that particular candidate, refer that candidate for a particular job here. First name, last name, and the email ID of the candidate needs to be provided here with the relationship like all the former colleague or personally known, any of the options which applies, and then the period for which you are knowing them, and then submit a referral. Once you submit a referral, uh, the candidate will be this particular candidate will be added in the candidate list, and then you can proceed with the recruitment process with the candidates. And once you click on the candidates were hired through the referral process here will be shown in the source sections where you will come to know the source of the candidates as employee referrals. So here you can see all the candidates which has been added here. The various sources from which they have added are shown here in this particular section here. So this is how the candidates can be shown here. In the candidate modules, one thing which is there, uh, which you can also have a source booster where when you click on this, you have all the famous job boards which are configured, which are here. The Indian job boards like Monster or any of the American job boards. So if you are from India, if you then if you can configure the like Founded, which is from India, or Monster from India, you can click on configure, and where the Founded will allow you to uh, share the database from where you can source and get the candidates as per the criteria you apply from this. So source booster is basically is an option where you can source candidates from different job boards as per the criteria which you place. For example, if you go to the Founded India and place your criteria like you want a Java developer from Bangalore area or from a Delhi area, experience of 10 years or 5 years, and then you submit that request to the Founded or any of the job boards here. And so they will show you all the candidates which are meeting their candidate that particular criteria which you have put in, and that candidates you can add it from with the help of the source booster in the candidates modules, and they will be added here in the candidate module. Now, going back to the other options of Zoho Recruit, you have an option to have an assessments here. So before conducting an interview, it is advisable to have an assessments to be created and sent to the candidates, which will help you in shortlisting the candidates before you have an interview. So, for example, you have 100 candidates have applied for a particular job. You have only 5 openings. So with the help of the assessments, you can shortlist the candidates who will be eligible, and you can call them for the interviews here. So that assessments can be created from these modules. So there are 3 assessments which can be created. So you can click on this plus option here. You can create a candidate assessments so that you can have a candidate assessment created by clicking here, like giving the assessment name and a type of assessment, pre-screening or general, any kind of assessment you want, and you want to add some other options as per your own preference, you can add it here, and then you can add the competency title for which you want to test the skills of or for the candidates. So you can add the competency title. For example, you have an option for MS Excel competency. You want to test the knowledge level of the candidates on the MS Excel or any Java or any kind of different competency areas, and you can add the questions, relevant questions, as many questions you can add it here, and you can make that questions as a mandatory question. So without attending that questions, the candidate cannot move forward to the another questions. You have an option to edit the properties also. So if you want to mandate this question, you can do that. What type of a question you want to make it, whether it's a text type of a question where you want a candidate to write an answer in a paragraph or a single line, or it's a multi-select, or it's a radio type, or it's a drop down, or say yes or no. The different types of a questions you can answer it, you can add it here and save it. Once you save it, it will be added here like this. So once you save this will be added appearing like this, and you have this questionnaire, you can send it. Now, these questionnaires can be sent to the candidates, multiple candidates, or a single candidate from here. So you can select the candidate to whom you want to send an assessment. You can select multiple candidates at one time. Click on the send email options here. From where you can select that template, email template, like for example, this one, submit assessment from here, and all the candidate which you have selected will be coming up here. And you select the job opening for which you are sending that particular um, uh, candidates here, and you can select this option if you want to associate candidates to the particular job openings. Now you have, once you select that email template, you have that email by template by default, which is there in Zoho Recruit. You can also make some modifications if you want. You have already have a placeholders which gives you the candidate names and the job openings for which the assessment has been sent. And here you have the assessment links which will be triggered, and this email once reaches the candidates, they can click on this assessment and start doing this assessment here. And this, once you have done that, click on send options from here, and this mail is sent successfully to the candidates. And once the candidate finishes up this assessments here, it will be available in the uh, let's say you click on the candidates here, and you can see the answered assessment option where you can see the assessment which is submitted and answered and submitted by this candidate will appear here, and you can click on that option and see the answers for that. So this is a very interesting process wherein it will help you in shortlisting the candidates through the assessment process there. Now, in this particular candidate option here, if you select that particular candidate, for example, if I select candidates, any of the candidate, like for example this candidate here, there's also an option Zia artificial intelligence tool, which helps you in matching all the job openings which matches this particular candidate job profile. So let's click on this. I take another candidate here. For example, let's say this candidate here, and I will. This is hired now. Just give me just 2 minutes. So you can see if I click on this Zia by opening this candidate profile, it gives me a match percentage and the job openings for which this candidate profile is matching uh, the profile with this particular options. So if it is the profile which match the maximum number of maximum number of matches here, then you can always associate that particular candidate to that profiles here, and you can associate that candidate. If you want to have a quick look at the candidate of the profiles here, you can always have a quick view of this job opening profile from this job openings details from here, and you can uh, also associate that from this. So this is option will be very helpful when you are associating or when you are uh, checking or you want to check which candidates have all the profiles matching to the particular job openings. That will the ZIA will help you in doing that. Now going back to the other features here which you have here, we have a vendors options here where if you are taking the service of the vendors where you can add all the vendors here. So all the vendors which you have boarded in the systems, and you are working with all the vendors who gives you the candidates profiles for you, so that you can take it forward and for the interviews of that. So that vendors list can be added here. Once you add the vendors here, that vendors are invited in Zoho Recruit where they can sign up with their vendors uh, portals there. The vendors can be invited through the settings. You have a vendor portals here, so you can invite the vendors by sending invitation mails. You can send a password email mails to the vendors. Once they accept that, then you can also invite them. They have the to the vendor portals, and once you share uh, any job openings with the vendors, then these vendors will provide you the relevant candidates for that. So that is basically how this. So now once you click on job openings here, so if you want to share this particular job openings like data analyst job with the vendors, and you have the options to share this from this, you can click on the shared vendors options from plus here, and you can say that this particular, it will show you the vendor's name here. You can select the vendors from here and select all these options, and you can click on the shares options here, and it will be shared automatically to that vendor. So once it is shared, can vendors will open and log into their vendor portals and see that particular job openings profiles here, and start working on sourcing those candidates which are relevant to the data profile to this particular job openings, and from there they can share this kind the candidates from there. So you can see that for this particular job openings has been shared with the two vendors here, and you can also unpublish them if you do not want to take it forward with that particular consultant or a vendor there. You can always unpublish it to there from here, these options from by clicking on this unpublish option here. You have an option or other options like recruiter inbox. Recruiter inbox is an options which is very helpful to manage all your emails from within Zoho Recruit. So you can send an email, receive a candidate's email, and send a candidate's email from within Zoho Recruit. So you can configure your uh, recruiter inbox, which means that you can configure your email inbox inside Zoho Recruit to manage all the recruit conversations with your with different categories of emails from within Zoho Recruit, which can be the contextual communications with the candidates and the contacts. So you have to first click on configure now, and you have to just have a font size and a font family to be selected here. Then you click on configure here, and then you can start configuring your emails and start integrating or synchronizing your emails from there. And after synchronizing, you will start sending and receiving emails from within Zoho Recruit. So you do not have to switch your platforms from Zoho Recruits to your email inbox separately to email the candidates. You can do that, sending and receiving the emails, all the contextual informations from within Zoho Recruit. And you can bring all the conversations at under one roof here. So you can click on get started here, and let's say you want to have a different emails to be configured. You can configure Zoho Mail, Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Office 65, and other mails here. So if you click on one of them, you can select the email options, whether POP or IMAP methods to be configuring the email, and then you can select the name and give the email address and select the options, and then authenticate with Google in the case of Gmail here, and then you can sync that emails within Zoho Recruit. You can have a BCC Dropbox here, where you can add the BCC Dropbox, right? BCCs that provide you an email address. You can attach BCC field can be added in your email conversations to the customer mails. So that will there. The email insights, you can have a email insights added, so it will give you all the email insights which regarding the emails which are opened, clicked, all the email status, the template analytics reports here, and template performance here. You have the email authentications also. You can add add a domains, different domains. You can add it for the email, and you can also set up the email relay from here. So different type of email settings you can do in the recruiter inbox. So it's a very important feature and functionality of Zoho Recruit, wherein you can manage all your emails from within Zoho Recruit itself, and all the Zoho recruit emails for is used. All the emails which you have, personal public domains or a Zoho mail, you can manage all the emails communication from Zoho Recruit. Then you have an options to have the options for the reviews also here. So all the reviews which you have shared, to the reviewing managers, their status, and the review name. You can look the status for this, right? You have shared this for the reviews, and as a review as a manager, you can always click on this options here and open that, and you can see the candidates which are under the review options here. You can see all the candidates which has been available for the review here. So you can see that in this particular candidate has been this candidate had the review has already been happened, the evaluation has happened, and you can see the overview of this candidate as 3 rated by the hiring managers, and you can see it has already been reviewed at the status and assessment details, which is there, and you can see the candidate names and assessment. So once you click on the candidate names, it will take you through the to the candidates here, right? And here you can see the answered assessment of the candidates if it is there in the system, if they've added. Now you have the submissions here. Submissions is a module where once you have submitted the candidate profile to the hiring managers for the review, whether it's approved or rejected, the approval status will be visible here. So you can see that in the candidates module here, you can share the candidates like these candidates to the hiring manager by clicking on send email options, and then you can select the templates like submit to the hiring managers for the particular positions, and then this particular default templates will be visible and appear by default. You can make some changes in the content if you want to add it, and then you can send up this, and this mail will reach the hiring manager who can see the list of the candidates. The hiring manager can review the profiles and accordingly approve or reject as the case may be, right? So this is basically the submissions here. And now we have the offers modules. Offer modules in Zoho Recruit gives you overall offer status within Zoho Recruit, where you have given offer letters and issued offer letters to the various candidates here. You can see the status, whether the offer has been accepted, withdrawn, or under planning, or if it is to be revised here. So under a single hood here, under a single roof, you can see all the offer letter status here. So if you click on one of them, offer made, for example, like this, and you will see that here's an option where you see the offer that has been shared to the candidate here. And if you want to withdraw that offer from the candidate, you can also have an option to withdraw this by clicking on this option, give your comments, and withdraw the offer from the candidate by withdrawing this due to certain reasons. So now, lastly, we have the analytics sections here. Analytics is a section where you can have some default dashboards and metrics you can see, which is there already there in the system. So you have different dashboards, interview dashboards, candidate dashboards, department dashboards, territory dashboards, which is by default, made on a real time basis, and you give a very meaningful insights to that. And you can always add those components here from various reports here like this, right? And you have a different metrics here. You have a different metrics, time metrics, which gives you a different metrics for a different period of time also. So you can select that, and you can see filter different time periods which you want to see the time metrics here, the age of the job and time to fill and time to hire metrics are here. You can also see that pipeline view for a different time periods by the filtrations options here. You can see that particular pipeline dashboard, which gives you a application frequency rates, time in stage, and different other metrics which are useful to you. There are different other default reports which are already there in the systems, right? You have a different reports as per the modules which are there. So you have a candidate reports. You can see the candidate reports which is there, and you have the diagrammatic illustrations of that, and you have that pivotal view. You can also export that reports into different formats here, and you can change the chart options by editing the charts and clicking on the various on the chart you want to uh, look at it as the way you want to look at it. You have a different other reports like job opening reports, rise status, for example, this report. So you can have a pivotal view here, and you have a chart view also here for this. That you can also send an email and export these charts in a different formats. You can edit, you can change the chart view. You can add this to the dashboard. You can edit this by the different headers you want to do that from here. And so you have a different options. You have a different reports which you can use to gather key and meaningful insights for your recruitment process within Zoho Recruit. You also have an option to create a report here. You can create a reports here in this options for the different modules. So if you want to create a candidate report, you have some related modules which you want to link while creating a report here. For example, select interviews. So if you want to see the combination of the report with the candidates and the interviews here, you click on continue here, You have three types of report: tabular report, summary, and a matrix report. So you can select the type of the report here and click on continue here, and select the column which you want to see in the reports, and then click on continue here, and then click on the standard filters which you want to apply here, like that. And you can select that, and then, or can also have an option for advanced filter, and click on continue here and run it here. Once you run it, the report will be formed in no time, and you can save and edit that reports. So this is basically how the analytics feature is there. So Zoho Recruit has an analytics options where you can also have this features. This feature is available in Zoho Recruit higher plans. So it is advisable to look at the price plans before you opt for the subscription of Zoho Recruit. Right. So you have this Zoho Recruit modules which are covered up. So there are different modules which I have discussed in this video, which helps you in setting up your and start your recruitment process from job openings till the time to view the analytics, different processes, hiring stages you can add, and different recruitment process you can handle from the Zoho Recruit from this particular part. So I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching it.